Have you ever considered who owns the data you generate every day and what they can do with it? This question underpins the growing field of data ethics and privacy, an area of increasing importance in our digital age. Every click, every search, every post we make online generates data. This data, often personal and sensitive, is the lifeblood of the digital economy. It's used to tailor our online experiences, fueling everything from targeted advertising to personalized recommendations. But who controls this data, and what are they allowed to do with it? This is where data ethics comes into play. Data ethics is a branch of ethics that evaluates data practices with the potential to adversely affect people and society in terms of what is right and wrong. It's about more than just legal rights and obligations. It's about considering the broader impacts of data collection, storage, processing, and sharing. Those who handle and use data, whether they're multinational corporations or individual researchers, have a responsibility to do so ethically. This means considering the potential impacts on individuals and society and taking steps to minimize harm. It means being transparent about what data is being collected, how it's being used, and who it's being shared with. It also means respecting individuals' rights to privacy and their control over their own personal data. Understanding the nuances of data ethics is further complicated by the intersection with privacy regulations and compliance requirements. These can vary widely between different jurisdictions, and keeping up with them can be a challenge in itself. But why is this so important? Well, consider the potential implications of data misuse. Breaches of data privacy can lead to everything from identity theft to election interference. They can undermine trust in digital services, and in worst-case scenarios, they can even threaten our democratic processes. As you can see, data ethics and privacy are crucial issues in our digital world. As we move further into the digital age, these issues will only become more pressing. It's up to all of us to ensure that the data we generate is handled with the care and respect it deserves. Let's dive into a real-life case that shook the world, the Facebook Cambridge Analytica scandal. In 2016, a British political consulting firm named Cambridge Analytica found itself in the eye of a storm. This firm had allegedly harvested the personal data of millions of Facebook users without their consent. But why, you may ask? The answer lies in one of the most powerful tools of the 21st century: targeted political advertising. Here's how it played out. Cambridge Analytica developed an app, a seemingly harmless personality quiz. However, unbeknownst to the users, this app was designed to collect not just their data, but also the data of their Facebook friends. In essence, a domino effect of data collection. The data gathered included public profile information, page likes, and in some cases even private messages. But the story doesn't end there. Cambridge Analytica allegedly used this data to build psychological profiles of voters, aiming to influence their political choices. This was not just about data collection, but about manipulation and influence on a massive scale. It was a direct intrusion into the privacy of millions of individuals, a clear violation of data ethics. This scandal sparked a global conversation about the sanctity of personal data. It raised questions about the responsibilities of tech giants like Facebook, who hold vast amounts of user data. It brought into focus the need for stringent privacy regulations and the importance of consent in data collection and usage. The Facebook Cambridge Analytica scandal was not just a breach of trust, but a glaring example of the misuse of data. It highlighted the dark side of the data-driven world we live in, where personal information can be weaponized for political gain. This scandal was a wake-up call about the potential misuse of data and the importance of data ethics and privacy. It serves as a reminder that in the age of information, the protection of personal data is not just a responsibility, but a necessity. It underscores the need for ethical considerations in handling and using data, and for safeguarding data privacy and protecting sensitive information. This scandal was a wake-up call about the potential misuse of data and the importance of data ethics and privacy. Another case that stirred debate was the Google Street View controversy. Dive with me into this whirlpool of ethical questions and technological advancements. In the late 2000s, Google, the tech giant we all know and use, was accused of an act that sent shockwaves through the world. While their cars were busy photographing streets for the widely popular Street View service, they were also allegedly collecting personal data from unencrypted Wi-Fi networks. This data included details that we all would consider private: emails, usernames, passwords, and even medical records. It was a controversy that made everyone pause and ponder. How much of our lives are truly private when we're connected to the digital world? It raised profound questions about the responsibilities of tech companies. Should they be allowed to collect data indiscriminately, even if it's unintentional? And where do we draw the line between innovation and invasion of privacy? Google, for its part, maintained that the data collection was accidental, a byproduct of their Wi-Fi location mapping. They assured the public that the data was never used or even looked at, but the damage was done. Confidence was shaken and trust in the tech giant wavered. The controversy sparked widespread discussions about privacy, and the need for robust regulations became more apparent than ever. It served as a stark reminder that even inadvertent data collection could lead to serious privacy breaches. In the aftermath, Google was hit with fines and lawsuits in multiple countries. They were forced to make changes to their data collection practices and increase transparency. This was a wake-up call, not just for Google, but for all tech companies. It was a clear message that they needed to prioritize privacy and ensure ethical handling of data. These events underscore the importance of strong data ethics. Tech companies, governments, and individuals all have a role to play in ensuring that privacy is not compromised in the name of innovation. This case further highlighted the need for strong data ethics and privacy protections. And it serves as a reminder that in our increasingly digital world, the question of data ethics and privacy is more relevant than ever. Now you might wonder, what regulations are in place to protect our data? Well, let's dive right in. Around the world, governments have been taking strides to protect the privacy of their citizens' data. Two major regulations that have emerged in this arena are the General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR, from the European Union, and the California Consumer Privacy Act, or CCPA, from the United States. The GDPR, implemented in May 2018, was a game-changer in data privacy. It applies to any company, regardless of location, that processes the personal data of EU residents. It gives individuals control over their personal data, allowing them to access, correct, and even erase their data. Companies must also report breaches within 72 hours. The penalties for non-compliance? They can be up to 4% of the company's global annual revenue, or 20 million euros, whichever is higher. On the other side of the Atlantic, the CCPA came into effect in January 2020. It applies to businesses that earn a significant portion of their revenue from selling California residents' data, or that possess the personal data of over 50,000 California residents. Like the GDPR, the CCPA gives individuals the right to access and delete their data, and to opt out of the sale of their data. Fines can reach up to $7,500 per violation. These regulations impose significant requirements on companies. They must be transparent about how they use data, implement robust security measures, and respect individuals' rights to control their own data. This is a major shift from the days when data could be collected and used with little oversight. However, while these regulations are a step in the right direction, they are not a panacea. Enforcement remains a challenge, and some companies continue to push the boundaries of what is acceptable. As you can see, privacy regulations play a crucial role in protecting our data, but they are not enough. So, how can we better safeguard our data privacy and protect sensitive information? Well, the answer lies in a combination of strategies that include encryption, anonymization, and other data protection measures. Let's delve into each one. Firstly, encryption. It's like a secret code, transforming your sensitive data into unreadable gibberish to anyone who doesn't have the decryption key. It's a bit like sending a letter in a sealed envelope rather than on a postcard. Only the person with the key, or in our analogy, the letter opener, can access the contents. This is a vital tool in our data protection toolkit. Next, we have anonymization. This is the process of stripping away identifiable information from datasets like names, addresses, or phone numbers to protect individuals' privacy. Imagine a spreadsheet with thousands of rows of data, but no column headers to identify what the data represents. It's a powerful way to protect privacy, especially when dealing with large data sets. But it's not just about technical measures. We also need to consider our behaviors and practices. We need to apply a privacy-first mindset and ensure we are only collecting and storing data that we genuinely need. And we must always get explicit consent before using someone's data. Organizations too have a crucial role to play. They need to implement robust data protection measures and foster a culture of privacy. This includes regular data audits, thorough employee training, and swift action in the event of a data breach. And let's not forget the role of regulations and compliance. Governments worldwide are recognizing the importance of data privacy and are implementing regulations to protect it. Compliance with these regulations isn't just a legal necessity, it's an ethical one. Remember, safeguarding data privacy is a shared responsibility. We all have a role to play. From the individual who needs to be cautious about the data they share online, to the multinational corporation that handles billions of data points, we all need to be part of the solution. Remember, safeguarding data privacy is a shared responsibility. We all have a role to play. Let's sum up what we've discussed today. We began by raising the question of data ethics and privacy, a topic that's becoming increasingly significant in our data-driven world. We delved into real-life case studies such as the Facebook Cambridge Analytica scandal and the Google Street View controversy, which underscored the far-reaching implications of unethical data practices. We then explored privacy regulations and compliance requirements, shedding light on the importance of understanding and adhering to these rules. We also highlighted the crucial role of safeguarding data privacy and protecting sensitive information. From implementing robust security measures to fostering a culture of transparency, it's clear that safeguarding data is a shared responsibility. So as we navigate this digital landscape, let's remember the importance of ethical data practices and the protection of our privacy. Data ethics and privacy are not just buzzwords. They are crucial for our digital life. Stay informed, stay protected.